What is up, Eastern Oregon? This is Dodzy, and this is your sports show for Thursday, August 18th, 2022. This is all brought to you by Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. JB and the boys, man. East End of Adams. You can't beat them. If you need anything done for your car, go see Rockin' Sons, man. Go see JB and the boys. I'm not going to talk a lot today because I got three guests. The sports season for EOU is creeping up on us so fast. But first, she's an Embler grad. She's a local girl. She played volleyball at EOU. She's the administrative assistant for Angie right now. She's none other than Malia Mills. Here it is. EOU administrative assistant, Malia Mills. Malia, hi.
Hi.
But she's not just an administrative assistant. Like, you're an Embler High School graduate. Your dad is the principal. Your brother coaches at EOU. You're a graduate of EOU. You played on the volleyball team at EOU. I mean, you wore a lot of hats there already in a short amount of time.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah. So, like, what are your responsibilities? Like, what do you do as I mean, is it technically Angie's assistant?
Yes, technically Angie's assistant. So what I've been doing is scheduling a lot of meetings, going to a lot of meetings, scheduling everything to do with athletics. I'm kind of in charge of the whole calendar. I do a lot with the vans that we have. I do a lot with basically anything EOU athletics is part of my job. And now that Mary Barnett has left, I'm kind of the person that's bridging the gap between her leaving and us hiring a new person.
So just so everybody knows, Mary was the assistant athletic director for eligibility, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that what it's technically called?
Yeah, I think it's assistant director of athletics for eligibility and student success.
Oh, wow. You nailed it.
Yeah.
Got it. So last year, though, you did a whole bunch of stuff as well in a completely different capacity. You were the assistant volleyball coach.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Game management. And then I also helped Mary with eligibility last year.
So basically, if you're at an EOU sporting event, you're going to see Malia Mills.
Basically,
pretty
yes.
Much. You live there.
Uh-huh.
You got a bed in there somewhere?
I should get one.
Yeah, right. So let's talk a little bit about like your time at EOU as an athlete. So just a little background on Malia, and she doesn't know this very well, but I knew her when she was like 5 years old, I think, or 6. I think you're what, like how much younger are you than Brian?
4 years.
So yeah, you were 5 because he was 9. He was 9 years old when I coached him, and he was playing up on an older kids team. Your athletic career, though, you played at Embler. Were you a 3-sport athlete or just 2?
Just 2.
Basketball and volleyball. And then how'd you end up at EOU to play volleyball?
Honestly, so when it was I want to say my senior year, Melissa Patton was our assistant volleyball coach, and she knows Khaki. And our district tournament was at LeGrand High School. And I didn't know before the game. It's kind of a funny story. I didn't know before the game that Khaki was going to be at our game because nobody told me. They didn't want me to be nervous.
Yeah.
And after the game, Khaki came up to me, and I just looked like this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what was the conversation there?
She was like, well, you did really well. And I'm not joking you. I was like, okay. Yeah. I was so starstruck and like nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's intimidating.
I know. And I didn't know.
Weird. Her. You wouldn't think she would be when you look at her, but she's intimidating.
Yeah. I know. Because her program is always successful. And then me being basically a hometown girl, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So was it a hard decision to stay home? I mean, like a lot of athletes, a lot of kids, when they graduate high school, they want to get away for a little while. What were your feelings about that?
Okay, so when I was in high school, I was one of those kids. I was like, I'm getting out of here. I'm never going to Eastern Oregon. Why would I do that? I want to get as far away as I can.
Yeah.
And the time came to decide, and I was like, Eastern.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Well, and a great opportunity to play for a really good volleyball program.
that was my decision maker, was volleyball.
What's your best memory, EOU volleyball? Maybe a couple. I mean, because I'm sure you have a lot. You played 4 years.
Yeah, okay. 2016 conference tournament,
Junior year.
junior year, and we came back to beat Corbin in the conference tournament. And I don't remember the exact score, but we were down by like 8 points in the 5th set.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, came back and won that thing. And everyone after was like, how did we just do that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was the most memorable.
We might not have beat them in the conference tournament since then.
That is the only conference tournament we've won.
Yeah. But and we haven't beat Corbin, I know, at least in the last 2 years in the conference tournament. 3 years.
No.
There are no, because the year it was Corbin won it last year and the year before, right? And then
yes,
somebody else won it the year before that. But they're like our Achilles heel right now.
I know.
It's
and
weird.
They're going to be good this year.
Oh, one of the things I wanted to ask you, I've been talking to Khaki about this. EOU should get a beach volleyball team.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams in the CCC that I think there's like 3 or 4 that have it.
Mm-hmm. Corbin won nationals at beach.
Yeah, Southern has a team, and I think it's great. Like why haven't we done that yet? They're dealing with just as bad a weather as we are, and it would just be another season for volleyball players. I mean, I know it's a little bit different and it attracts some different players, but it would be an awesome, you know what I mean? Like it would be sweet.
That would be awesome.
With your volleyball career, it was your freshman year when you tore your ACL?
Yeah, my freshman year, our first home game.
First home game? Was that hard?
It was so sad.
What happened? Was it just non-contact like everybody else?
Non-contact. I went up for an attack, and the set was a little bit over my head, so I was reaching for it like that, landed on one leg, and that was yeah.
And then so that kind of changed the path of your volleyball career a little bit.
Yeah, I became a DS libero after that.
A DS. Everybody wants to use acronyms. A DS is a defensive specialist for the people that don't know. I actually, the funny thing is a few years ago, I wouldn't even have known what a DS is, honestly. So the libero is the one that wears the off-colored shirt. Yep. It's like we've had some pretty good liberos at EOU.
Yeah, we've had some awesome liberos.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's a position that is that a position that somebody like say in high school really wants to be?
I think it depends on the person, because like Kylie, our really good libero the past few years, she was like, yeah, I want to be a libero. She was a setter for a while in high school, but she was like always that, you know. I would say though, for like the smaller schools, especially around here, it is kind of a position that isn't as much valued just because it is a smaller school, and like some of the schools around here don't even have a libero because they have to play everyone in the front row.
Right.
I think it just depends on like the different situations, but yeah.
I mean, we replaced Kylie with a pretty good libero too. I mean,
yep.
Haley Aratola is pretty good.
And she came from a small school, and she always knew that like in college she would be a libero, but she was like an outside, a middle for her high school.
Yeah. And then yeah. And generally the libero, like you're not short by any means, but generally the libero is not the tallest person on the team.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about this year's volleyball team?
You know, they do have a lot of new pieces. Obviously losing Jet, losing Bree, losing Casey and Tasha too. Those are pretty big holes to fill, but we do have some new people this year that I think can get the job done at the end of the year. They actually just this morning left for Montana. They're going to play 3, I want to say top 15, top 10 teams. So we'll see after this weekend how they're going to be. I'm excited.
It's a good way to find out where you sit.
Yeah.
And then we open the season on the road against Corbin. We open the CCC.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, bro.
That's tough. I haven't really got to see any of the new girls play, but I mean, I know we returned Cambry. Cambry's and Sade. I mean, we got some girl. We got when Sade hits the ball, it sounds different, Malia. It really does. I'm not joking. Like it's crazy.
I know. So that game when we were playing them and Sade would hit it, I would just be like, "No, yeah, you get that."
Bail out, huh? Like I'm not blocking that. No way. Like no. Have you ever eaten one?
No.
Lucky.
I was always a protect the face first person.
That's a good idea.
Gut. I'm protecting this.
So, you're as you move forward, like in your career, what do you want to be? Like, what do you want to do?
You know,
what's the end goal?
I honestly don't have an end goal. So I got my degree in psychology. I originally wanted to be a school counselor. And then when the end came for me, I was like, I don't know. I don't want to do that, I don't think. So that's why I got my master's in business administration, because I just stayed here, was the GA. So through all of that, and then through these last few years, I know that I want to be in collegiate athletics. So I guess that would be my end goal, is to be here, stay here, improve athletics as a whole in EOU. I guess that would be my goal.
You want to stay at EOU? You don't want to like eventually be like an athletic director at a different school?
Oh, eventually, probably.
Yeah.
Like the next few-ish. I don't know. Man, I don't have a plan.
You're just rolling with the punches, huh?
Whatever happens, and I'm here for it.
Hey, that works.
Yeah.
Do you like pineapple on pizza?
No.
Me neither. It's terrible. I like pineapple. I just don't like it warm. Like I like it cold.
Me too.
So like your relationship with your brother. Let's talk about that a little bit. You guys, what did you say? 4 years apart, but you guys seem pretty close. Like you guys are.
We are
pretty
really
solid.
close. We've always been really close, actually. Like even our parents are like, "Why do you guys never fight?" What? Like when we were younger, growing up, even they were like, "Are you guys okay? Why are you not fighting with each other?" But yeah, it's been really awesome.
Was it through him? I mean, you're a football fan. I know that. You like the Cowboys. Was it like through him that you developed like your love for sports?
You know, yeah, I would say a lot of it was him. A lot of it was also my parents.
Right.
Growing up, they were both coaches of every single sport ever. So that was kind of mine and my brother's idea of fun, was like going to those practices, going outside and playing catch. I cannot tell you how many routes I ran for my brother when he was in high school. I'm not joking.
Well, he only had like 7 teammates.
Well, I know. Well, he was throwing to all of them.
You could have played on that team.
I honestly, I should have suited up.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
I coached middle school football in Dallas for like 6 years, and I had a girl on my team.
Really?
Played. Yeah.
There's more.
Yeah. She's tough too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for it. As long as it's safe, like as long as suit up, let's go. Let's do it. What about Eastern Oregon is your favorite? Like, what do you love about this place that we live in?
Like LeGrand or the?
Yeah, just no, like where we live. Like, what do you love? Where we grew up.
I love the sense of community. I like being able to go out places, and first of all, feel safe. But second of all, go out anywhere. Like if I go out to dinner, I'm banking on seeing at least one person that I know.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, and I like that feeling. I like to be able to go and do anything outdoors. I like to hike. I like to boat. I like to go swimming. I like all those things that this place offers. I would say those are my top favorite things.
Would you rather be in a coma for 10 years or in jail for 5?
What kind of jail?
Like prison. I mean, like locked up.
Full blown.
Yeah.
An experience.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a tough one.
I'm gonna take prison.
I would too.
Yeah.
You'd wake up 10 years later and
not know anything.
Nothing. People would be 10 years older that you knew. It would be the weirdest thing on earth. At least if you were in prison, you could talk to them, write letters, like.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I would definitely say locked up for 5 years for me. You got your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, open it up.
Okay. Why?
What's the last song that you listened to?
Oh, I know that.
You know it?
No, how do I know?
Oh, just go to your playlist and it'll show you. I mean, it'll be the. What do you have?
Sweet Darling by Fiji.
Oh, I love Fiji.
Do you actually?
Fiji's my dude. I had a Fiji song in my wedding. Patti too. I love Patti too.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I would that.
Tali Maya is like one of my favorite songs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, of course I know that. Yeah. Yes.
Usually people are like, who?
No, I know. Him and Patti, they do a lot of covers, but they have, I mean, Island Girls is a good song. There's a whole, I mean, I had a Patti song in my wedding. Yeah, they're what's the group that sings that song Alcoholic? Yes, Common Kings. They're good too.
I like them too.
Common Kings are good, very good. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to ask you the same question that I would ask any other person that's on the show to end it. I'm a high school athlete of any sport, whatever. Recruit me to come to EOU.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, why should I come play sports at EOU?
Well, what sport are you going to play? That matters.
Well, volleyball. I mean, I'm a volleyball player. Yeah.
Okay.
Why should I?
Well, we have been very successful in these last at least 8 years. We make a big presence in the NAIA National Tournament. We make a big presence in our conference. We're usually top 1, 2, or 3 right there. We have really good academics. Our team is known for being one of the top teams on campus for having the highest GPA. And this place is awesome. Small class sizes. You get to know your teacher. Khaki is phenomenal. Could not name a better person, coach, friend, anything. The team is awesome. They're really close-knitted. They have good vibes on the court, off the court. We don't force them to hang out, but they do. That would be my big spiel.
That's one of the things that really attracts me to the volleyball team, like is the fact that it doesn't even matter. Like they lift each other up all the time. It's crazy. Like I follow all of them on social media, mm-hmm. and constantly complimenting each other and just lifting each other up, and that's powerful. Like I don't even know if they realize how powerful it is.
No, I don't think that they do. And like you said, it's on social media. They do that in person too.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, it is really awesome.
Eastern Oregon, she's administrative assistant, but she's also local girl, Imbler High School, EOU volleyball player, Malia Mills. Malia, thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Malia. I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that you're always smiling and always willing to help. I'm just going to move right into my next guest. EOU football will play at home on the 27th, Saturday the 27th, 6 p.m. against Tech. Home opener, season opener. I decided I need to talk to some football players. He's a LeGrand High School graduate. He is a senior. He's a wide receiver. He's none other than Cade Reed. Here it is. Cade, what's up?
What's up? How's it going, guys?
You have a lot of LeGrand guys on that team now.
Yeah, we do. It's kind of exciting. It's exciting to see. I mean, when I was in high school, there wasn't a lot of LeGrand guys that I could go watch at EOU, and so now it's cool to see that there's so many LeGrand guys on the team now.
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 off of the 2019 team, including your brother, and we got Brody Mack just joined the team. It's crazy the amount of guys.
Yeah, they're all doing pretty good too.
So tell me about the process. How'd you end up at EOU, and why'd you choose EOU?
So originally out of high school, I kind of thought I wanted to get out of LeGrand, try something else out, and I ended up going to George Fox, doing track there for a year, and I really enjoyed that, but it was just pretty expensive. Got a little homesick, so I ended up coming back. Then I was going to do track at EOU, but Coach Camp gave me his spiel and talked me into football, and then never looked back. So, yeah.
So you never actually ran track at EOU?
No.
Just at George Fox. But in high school, you were a hurdler, right?
Yep.
And did you play other sport? You played basketball, right?
Yeah, a little bit of basketball and then track, yeah.
Well, you're in that video, that 8th grade video, I think, isn't that where 8th grade where you threw that oop to Peasley?
Yeah, I like to tell him that I started his career for him.
Was that 8th grade?
I think 7th grade, actually.
Oh my goodness! That I've seen that video in a couple different places. That video is crazy.
He's crazy.
We had a guy like that in my class.
Yeah.
Clay Kelly could dunk like that in 6th grade. But then everybody caught him. I mean, he only ended up being like 6'1" or 6'2". We all, Hanson and all of us, just way taller than him
he just always had the bunnies, huh?
Yeah, the dude had a goatee when he was like 6th grade.
That'll do it.
Yeah, right.
That'll do it.
So EOU football, like, this is year 4 for you? Year 4?
Yep. Year 4.
With a bunch of weird implications, COVID and all that. This year, though, like, this is maybe your last year. Who knows? I mean, I don't want to speculate, but what's your goals? Like, what do you want out of it this year? I would say last year was kind of disappointing. I mean, the beginning of the season was awesome, and then toward the end, we had that stretch where we were struggling. I mean, it ended on a good note, but what goal-wise for the team and for you this year?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, I think individually my goals mesh with just kind of the team's goals, because like you kind of said, last year, I don't think, like, we started out so good. I mean, we were ranked 12th or something crazy like that. And then, yeah, we didn't finish at all. And so this year, I think I just want to see us finish games. The offense, I know what we're capable of, and so I'd like to see the offense succeed a lot and just win football games, really. I think everyone's goal ultimately is a conference championship, but the Frontier Conference is tough, and you really can't have a bad game. If you have a bad game, you could lose to anybody. And so I just want to see us win games. Yeah, really win games.
Yeah. So this year, a little bit different. It's going to be your first year ever without Kai Quinn at quarterback. I mean, there's going to be an adjustment, obviously, but talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Kai was a really good quarterback. There's a reason that he played. I mean, he started however many years he started here, 4 years or something crazy like that. Like, he was just a really good quarterback. But I think even now we have guys that they might have something different than Kai Quinn, but I don't necessarily think it's like this horrible trade-off. Like, we've still got guys in the quarterback room that are going to get the job done, and we've got, quarterback battle right now, but we've got guys that bring so many different things to the table and can be really successful, and we see it every day in practice. So
I was talking with Camp about that last night. The quarterback battle. This is the first time in like 10 years where he's had to he's had to decide, this, especially this late. I mean, we're a week and a half away and we don't even know who the starting quarterback is. That's how close the battle is.
Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy, but it's definitely a good thing to have. Like, it's exciting for the receivers, when you've got 3 to 4, 5 pretty good quarterbacks. It's like, it just makes it exciting,
It elevates their game too.
It does. And they're pushing each other. Yeah, same thing with a lot of positions on the offense. I can speak for the offense. I don't know defense for sure, but yeah, offense,
Right.
like, we got guys pushing each other.
Yeah, every position.
Yeah, which is really good, I think. So,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, that's what you want, especially at the college level. You don't want to recruit guys that aren't going to push your older guys. I mean, what's the point, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you're exactly right.
So, in high school, you graduated 2017 or 2016?
2018, actually. I'm not that old yet.
Dang, 2018. Okay, so your memory, what was your favorite memory like in high school, like sports wise?
Ooh, my all-time favorite would have to be probably in track, actually. My senior year, Nathan would have been a sophomore. And we went,
your brother.
Yeah, first and second in both the hurdles at state.
In both hurdles?
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. And then we won it as a team that year. So that was just fun to be a part of, like, kind of crazy. You don't really get to do that with your brother, so.
No.
That's just something that I'll always remember. But high school was,
Has he ever beat you in a race?
He actually hasn't. I like to hold that over him because he's got me in strength.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got me in all these things. But I say, hey, at least I got you in speed.
Yeah, I could slap you and run away.
I just need one thing. Yep, I'll run.
Yeah, right. What do you go to school for? Like, what's your major?
So my major is business, and then I added, kind of for this football year, I added minors in economics and communications.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
The end goal is to eventually, hopefully, end up doing my dad's insurance business. Which is
you want to do that?
Yeah, I think I might try to get out of LeGrand for a while, see what I can do, get a job, maybe go to a different city, and then
come back.
Kind of see where life takes me. And if that doesn't end up working out, then maybe come back here. I think it's a really good option, and I like LeGrand, so if I end up back here, I'll probably try to pursue that a little bit, see how it goes.
You're the middle child, right?
Yep.
How many siblings?
4.
You have 4 other? Oh, yeah. One sister, 2 brothers.
Yep.
So you're you're third. You're right above Nathan.
Yep.
Yeah. What's that like, being the middle child? Your older brother pick on you?
Well, I mean, to be honest, it feels like I might as well just be the youngest child, because you got Nathan, who's younger than me, but he's pretty much like the older guy. And
he looks older than you.
He does. Yeah, I get that a lot. And then my older brother, it was. He's 4 years older than me, so he was like older, and then me and Nathan are pretty close in age, but he always had the strength, so it was good though.
Was it you and Nathan when you were younger? Did you guys talk about playing college football together?
Honestly, not really. Not really. It's actually pretty funny. We were pretty good friends with Willie and really the whole Camp family, but Willie and Walker, we were friends in like first grade or something like that. And so Coach Camp will always like joke around with us. Like, you guys were playing, I remember when you guys were playing in our yard, and we were playing tackle football out there. Probably got into some fights and threw some hands a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. And then Walker and Willie, they went to Pendleton, so you had to play against them. Not in the same league, but in non-league games.
Yeah, had to play against them for 2 years, or really only 1 year for me. But Nathan played them 3 years, and they played a couple years. So
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I wouldn't say it's my go-to. I'm not like totally against it though. It's just like an average,
I don't like it hot. I don't like hot pineapple. There's something weird about it. It gets mushy
But you can do it. What about cold pineapple on pizza then?
Well, no, I would eat cold. If the pizza's cold coming out the fridge and it's got pineapple on it, that's fine.
Okay.
I just don't like the mushy, hot. Like like I say this too. Like the sweet and sour sauce that has the chunks of pineapple in it. No, it doesn't mix. What's your favorite food?
Oh, favorite food. Probably fettuccine Alfredo. Just play it safe with that one with a little chicken in there.
That's good,
Can't
especially
really go
if it's
wrong.
made right. Like if it's like it's not exactly healthy, but
Yeah,
it tastes really good.
it gets the job
Um,
done.
it definitely does. I would, for me, I would have to say tacos or steak. Like you can't beat them.
No,
Nice
and
big,
you can't go wrong with that either. I'm with you.
big
I'm
old
with you.
ribeye. Just slap it on there. Who's your hero?
Oh, my hero.
Yeah.
I would really say I think I have a couple heroes throughout my life. I would say my parents, both my parents, just in different ways, I would say, are my two heroes. Like they've provided for me, and they've really always put themselves second to us kids, which has been a huge part of my life and why, like, how I've been blessed and able to do the things that I'm able to do. And so, yeah, I would really say both of my parents have been my biggest heroes.
Who's your favorite athlete?
Oh, favorite athlete? I liked Russell Wilson. Now I still really like him, but he's off the Seahawks now. I kind of like the Seahawks, so
You're a Seahawks
I would
fan?
still say probably him. I just think he holds himself pretty well. And
He does. He definitely does.
good dude.
Definitely does. So let's just we kind of touched on it a little bit, but what team wise, what do we want this year? We want a Frontier Championship, Frontier Conference Championship. Like you tell me.
Yeah, it's a tough question because that's really, I mean, just every game. Like I can look back at last year and think of the game, like the first four games. I think, I mean, I obviously we ended up winning the game, but I think there were things that we could have cleaned up. Like, and then I just want to play. If we can play clean football, then I think we'll be really happy with that. Like, I don't think, especially towards the end of the season, we didn't put together full games. And so I think the biggest thing for us is finishing games because we were in a lot of games. But yeah, that's definitely the team goal. We've been talking about that since COVID, that, you know, we're not really content with just a 6-4 season or a 4-6 season or whatever it is, even a 7-3 season, because 7-3 teams in the Frontier don't make it to the playoffs. Right. You know, you're sitting at home watching everybody. And so, yeah, I think that's definitely the biggest goal. Obviously, people have, as an offense, we maybe have different goals in the defense. But, yeah, I think just finishing games and being a family, that's a huge one. I think just being close with the guys around you and growing together. And I think we've done that a lot through fall camp. We saw that. We all felt that as a team in the spring. It just feels really close, and it feels like a group that could succeed together. So,
yeah, and you know how close of attention I pay to EOU football, and so don't take this the wrong way, but we got to clean up the turnovers, man, on offense. That's like my biggest thing from last year is like, and I watched every single game. I actually rewatched games this last week from last year. And we can't put the defense back out on the field as often as we were.
No.
We got to keep the defense off the field a little bit, man.
Oh yeah, and kind of like I was talking about, like different offensive goals than defensively. Like offensively, I mean, the coaches are always telling us like you got to protect the football, and
absolutely,
like you got to move the ball too. Like, if you're going 3 and out every drive, and the defense is out there all game, like, you're not helping your team, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think those are things that we've been, like, getting harped on for, can't turn the ball over, can't give the other team the ball. And I think we didn't finish where we wanted to last year in a lot of stats in the Frontier Conference just as an offense. And so just fixing some of those things and things like turnovers will correlate in all those other areas and move us up. So,
yeah, I'm sure you know how many turnovers we had. It was a lot. So, I think camp has brought in some guys on offense that are going to help us out too. Like Like I've heard some names being tossed around. We don't have to talk about them here, but I think we brought some pieces in that are gonna help us.
Yeah. Oh no. I definitely agree. We have guys that I don't think are necessarily on a bunch of people's radars that are going to be really big pieces for us.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
You got your phone.
Yep.
Pick it up.
You just
Open it
heard
up. Grab it and open it up. What's the last song that you listened to?
Oh, the last song.
Yep.
Get Throwed by Don Toliver.
Okay. That's going to be your song for the post. That's
All right.
All right. So I'm going to ask you one more question and then I'm going to get you out of here. This is the question that I ask everybody. Pretend like I'm senior in high school. Dodsey, senior in high school. Camp says, hey, Reed, recruit Dodsey to come play football at EOU. Recruit me to come play football at EOU.
I would just say, I think the biggest selling factor for EOU is the fact that the coaching staff and Coach Camp, like they really truly do care about you as a person more than anything. And I've had times when I went into his office and I was like, Coach, I don't know what to do in this situation. And it's so much more than football. It's so much more than it's really just life and getting better as a person. And he cares so much about that. And so that's one huge thing for me. I think super affordable education, really good education. Really love a lot of the teachers that I've had at EOU. And then, yeah, you get to play sports at really a high level. There's a lot of good athletes in the NAIA and the Frontier Conference and the Cascade Conference for other sports. It's a good level of sports. But yeah, for football, I'd say, yeah, just really the coaches caring about you and the team environment that has been created at EOU, it means a lot to me as a player. And it's something special that I've not necessarily been other places in college, but I don't think that's how it is everywhere in college. Everywhere in college football you go. People don't just care about you like that. And so for me, that's a huge factor. I'm building friendships for life, and I'm becoming a better man while doing it, and that's huge. So
one of my favorite things about camp is accountability. The accountability is always there. You have to be accountable, otherwise you hit the road.
Oh no, yeah, you do. He's not gonna. You can maybe slip up here or there, but you're gonna learn that you can't consistently do that.
Right.
And I'm probably not the most disciplined person in the world. And Coach Camp would probably laugh if he heard that. But yeah, I feel like since I came into the program, there's just so much that I've learned in that way, just of really being a man and maturing and learning what you got to do in life.
That's awesome.
I think so much of that is from him and the program. So
that's awesome. Eastern Oregon, he's EOU senior wideout. Cade Reed, also LeGrand High School graduate. Cade, I appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you, Dazzy.
Thanks, Cade. I've been wanting to get you on the show for a while, man. I appreciate it. Let's just move right into the next interview. Went out and got a defensive guy. He's a senior as well. He comes from Kuna High School. He's a big part of the defense for the Mountaineers football team. He's Hayden Brandon. Here it is. Hayden, what's up?
Hey man, what's going on? I'm glad to be here.
So let's start at the beginning. In high school, what other sports did you play? Did you play any other sports?
Yeah, so all my life I wrestled, and high school I dabbled in some baseball and track, but the majority was wrestling. I didn't wrestle through high school. I wrestled my senior year, but going up to high school, I wrestled every year.
Yeah, that's funny. My son played basketball all the way through 8th grade. He gets into high school, and the football coach tells him, if you play football at Dallas High School, you wrestle. And so he started wrestling. Yeah. You're a product of Kuna. How'd you end up at EOU?
Yeah, so my story really, I didn't know what that Eastern Oregon even existed really until they started recruiting me. My coach pulled me in and said, Coach Woody is going to meet with a bunch of you guys and kind of go over what they're about. And I was like, Eastern Oregon. I knew about LeGrand because there was tournaments that we would always come up and wrestle, but yeah, I didn't know anything about Eastern Oregon. And then Coach Woody, our offensive coordinator, kind of sold me on it, and I got up here for my visit, and it's beautiful. So I was like, let's go.
What? How did he sell you? He sell you with like the valley, like how
Yeah,
the outdoor stuff.
Most of the outdoor stuff. I'm a big outdoors guy. When I go home in the winter, I duck hunt a lot and hike a lot. So
I love bird hunting, man.
Oh yeah,
bird hunting. We there's better duck hunting on the west side of the state, but pheasant over here, woo,
oh yeah,
I'm all about it. So the defense. When I look at the defense this year, it looks a lot like last year. I mean, we're losing a couple key defensive linemen, but outside of that, this defense looks pretty similar to what it looked like last year.
Oh yeah. We're be honest, I'm more confident in our defense this year than I was last year. We on that side of the ball, we've built a more tight knit bond than we have in the past. You know, in the past we kind of had the dudes, kind of all the individuals, and now we kind of play together instead of as individuals.
I love that. We're talking about a defense that last year only gave up 1 touchdown on 33 turnovers.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy number. That's like unimaginable when I look at it.
Yeah. It's we're pretty good in those kind of situations.
Yeah, but one of the things that I've talked with everybody about is like we got to keep you guys off the field a little bit more this year.
Yeah, it's tough to play a football game when you're on the field for 80% of it.
Right. So. Yeah. So let's let that lead into your goals. What's the team goals defensively, and then what's your personal goals for this next season?
Yeah, obviously our goals kind of are one-dimensional. It's obviously to win the conference and to go to the Natties, but you know, my personal goals, it's kind of just do whatever I can to make our defense, the defense side of the ball, succeed. You know, I'm a pretty selfless player, so I kind of don't set my mind on individual goals.
What's your actual position? You're a linebacker, but what's your position?
Yeah, I'm a will linebacker, so weak side linebacker.
Weak side, yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. I just didn't want to misquote it. So as for like football this year, this is most likely your last year, senior year. What's your best like memory like so far coming into your senior season, like as a Mountie? As a football player, like what's your best memory?
Yeah, that's a tough one just because I haven't had a normal college experience due to COVID. Right. So I kind of didn't have all the same. I won't have all the same memories as everybody, but probably my best memory of my college career, it wasn't even in like football. It was with my roommate. His name's Colby Preston. He plays buck for us. But during that COVID, we kind of didn't have anything to do. We had a lot of free time. So me and Colby, we finished the Game of Thrones series in a week.
Oh, you guys just binged it. Just straight up went at it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were doing that during COVID.
Oh, yeah. But no matter what, we were watching that. So
it's a pretty good series. I mean, it keeps you on the edge of your seat, and there's some other things that are quite nice in that series as well.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it's hard to explain. Like when I look at it, like when I was a college athlete, it's not even comparable. Like I couldn't even explain the difference between today and COVID and everything that's gone on. And when first off, we didn't have phones. We didn't have, They were just brand new cell phones. And we didn't have social media. We didn't have, the pressure that's put on you guys by COVID and by social media. It's unfathomable for me. Like, it really is.
Yeah. I'm not really too big into that stuff. I mean, I do what I do, but I could care less for it.
Yeah, but a lot of guys do care. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people do care about it, and it's one of those things where I'm trying to teach my son, like, that stuff doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, dude, do you, like, and make yourself a better person every day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I mean, I eat whatever I can eat, so I'll eat it, but I won't say that I enjoy it.
All right. What's your favorite food?
Oh, I'll eat anything. I love food.
You gotta have a favorite, though. I mean, what's your go-to? Like, if it's like you're going out, like, where are you going? Like, what are you having?
Oh, I eat steak. I eat steak all the time.
Yeah, that's. I would hope you'd say that.
Me and my roommates, we'll go. One of us cook one day, and it kind of just goes like that. And almost every time I'm cooking, I cook steak.
Yeah. Who do you live with? Who's
Colby Preston and Ryan Piper.
Oh, you live with Piper and Preston. Okay, so one offensive guy and one defensive guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's kind of like the house over there on Jackson and Fur. They're all mixed up. They don't know what's going on there. So like, moving forward, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah, so I'm going to school for fire service administration. So I wanted to get into that, but the reason why this is kind of going to be my senior year is I got a really good job opportunity to kind of work my way into running a business. So
what kind of business?
It's kind of a jack of all trades business. It's a seal coating. There's roofing. He does concrete.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So when you graduate, your degree will be in fire service administration?
Yes.
So you always have that to fall back on too.
Yeah. Yep.
That's always good. You got your phone?
Yeah, I do.
What's the last song that you listened to?
Hold on.
I'm guessing it's going to be a country song.
Yeah, it is. It's called "Me Against the Mountain" by Ian Musket.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to check that out.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so let's end it with the same question that I hit everybody with this. Actually, let me hit you with this one first. Would you rather be in jail, like locked up in prison for 5 years, or be in a coma for 10 years?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd probably go with the coma, just because I've never done really anything bad, so I couldn't.
Well, you wouldn't have to do anything bad. You'd just be in jail.
I don't know. I just the thought of jail and prison just doesn't sit well with me. So
probably wouldn't be fun. I mean,
no.
But here's the thing: if you were in a coma for 10 years, you'd wake up, and all of your friends and everybody that you knew would be 10 years older, and you would have missed out on 10 years of their life, and that would be really weird.
Yeah.
At least if you're in jail for 5, you could communicate with them. You'd know, you know what I mean? You'd know what your friend. You just wake up 10 years later and you're like, oh, my best friend's a doctor. He's married. He has 2 kids. You know, you're like, what the?
So my question is, if I go to jail or prison, do I run the show? Like, am I the big shot or?
Sure. You're whatever you want to be.
I'll go to jail.
You can be the big shot. Yeah, absolutely. All right, last question, and I'll get you out of here. I'm a senior in high school. Camp says, Hayden Brandon, go recruit Dodzy to come play football at EOU. What are you going to tell me?
Yeah, first I kind of get a little more. So I've already helped out with recruiting a lot. I kind of get a little more information. I kind of try to understand what they're studying, what they're wanting to go to school for, what they like to do and stuff, what position they play. And then I definitely sweet talk. Camp taught me the trait. He's a car salesman.
Yeah,
So,
you gotta be. You have to be. That's what recruiting is.
Oh yeah, especially if they're an outdoors guy. That's kind of what I lead with. Eastern Oregon is LeGrand is just a beautiful place in general, and if you like the outdoors, that's kind of the way I sway them. But we definitely have really like our education is pretty top notch for a smaller school, and our facilities as a small school are pretty nice. We kind of take them for granted, but for a small school, they're pretty nice.
Yeah, I think one of the things that is super important about football, especially, is the fact that accountability.
Right.
The coaches hold you guys accountable. I was at Shrine up there. The players were staying up in Doherty, and there's a couple football players that, young guys that had come in, and it's 9:00 and one of the coaches is rolling through the door. It's like, oh yeah, it's accountability. And that's part of becoming an adult and a man. And that's one of the things that I think camp and the coaching staff for EOU football does very well.
Oh yeah.
Yep. All right. Eastern Oregon, he's senior linebacker, Hayden Brandon. Hayden, I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Hayden. Let's have a big year this year. Mount up. Let's go. None of this is possible without Rockin' Sons. It's that simple. East End of Adams, go see JB and the boys. If you need anything done on your vehicle, they're trustworthy, they're respectful, they're knowledgeable, they're loyal, they support the community. So go see JB and the boys, Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. I'm going to spend some time with the LeGrand High School football team this next week. That's pretty exciting. I'm pumped to see what's going on. I'm going to get a few of their players on next week as well. That's all I got for you on a Thursday. Eastern Oregon, I appreciate you. I'm Dodsey, and I'm out.